Konpeko, al mondo, my fellow Nousagi, and welcome to my channel. I'll be your bartender for today, and I'll be making a cocktail for everyone's favorite comedian, war criminal, shachou, Usada Pekora. Now, Pekora's birthday was on January 12th, almost a month ago. I'm so late, and I'm so sorry for the delay. I got a little bit sick during that week. Plus, this cocktail in particular took quite a bit more time just to test, experiment, and balance out the flavors, but I think I've got it fleshed out for now. But first, let's talk about how this cute little bunny girl terrorized the whole of HoloLive Productions ever since she first crash landed here straight from Pekoland. Now, what I love most about watching Pekora streams has to be her impeccable comedic sense. It's almost like the god of comedy is watching over her every move, influencing fate to cause the most hilarious moments possible. As some of you may know, my very first HoloLive clip that pushed me headfirst into this rabbit hole is one of Mel and Pekora playing Minecraft. And that clip still never fails to make me laugh. And it got me into watching even more of Pekora's Minecraft clips, including her elaborate trap houses that she used to build for the Holo server. And that got me into watching every single member's reaction to those trap houses. And the virus just spread from there. This led me to witnessing some of the most legendary Peko Minecraft moments, such as Sora Mountain, Pekora throwing her first netherite sword into lava, and of course, who could forget, Hey Luna. Since then, I've just been going deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole. Over 30% of my HoloLive clips playlist is just Pekora-related incidents. And look where we are now. HoloLive begins its brand new Minecraft arc, and Pekora gets to start her reign of terror all over again. Now, I sincerely wish Pekora even more success and a very happy belated birthday. Ganbare, Peko. But anyways, let's stop here with the gushing about Pekora. I could go on and on for hours. Let's talk about today's cocktail and the ingredients. Now, as a resident of Pekoland, of course, Pekora's favorite food has to be carrots. I mean, it's in her hair, for goodness sake. So I wanted to incorporate that into today's cocktail. Now, while I was in Japan, I scoured every liquor store, every department store that I could find to try and search for Shochu distilled from carrots. I heard it existed, and it was actually like a viable product. But unfortunately, it looks like I couldn't find it in Tokyo. Maybe it was in a different prefecture, but of course I didn't get to visit most of Japan. So I had to settle for the next best thing, which is Shochu distilled from potatoes at 42% or 48%. And I tried to infuse carrots into this Shochu. Now, I messed up quite a few times. Carrots are kind of hard to infuse. They don't really have like a lot of flavor or essence that alcohol can extract, but I think I finally got it down, sort of. So I took this jar and I took some carrots and a Y peeler, like this. I just tried to shred long, thin strips of carrots and I jammed it into this jar, like so. And then I just filled it up with shochu and I let it sit for like a week. And I tried to just extract as much carroty goodness as I could into the alcohol. And I think the end result is, something that's very slightly carroty. So I don't know. You can't really see in this jar because it's filled with carrots, but there is a slight orange tint, and I think it's gotten a little bit sweeter. But if you want to try and do this, you want to get like the biggest, juiciest, sweetest carrot that you can find. That might be hard to tell or distinguish, but maybe during carrot season, it's a bit easier. But yeah. Anyways, another thing I got when I was in Japan happens to be this right here, Pekora Umeshu and Pekora syrup. Yes, very great finds, and they're pretty widely available if you look there, but of course you have to go to Japan to get it. If you want to try making this cocktail, and you obviously can't get this unless you go to Japan, sub this out for Umeshu. I think this is of the sweeter variety, so something like that. And this syrup is It's very herbally, sweet, herbally, kind of rich. It's almost like a root beer, more than a cola, really. So maybe you can top your cocktail off with root beer instead of soda water, which I'm gonna do. But anyways, yeah, Umeshu isn't for everyone. It's got a very funky fermented flavor. It's fermented plum wine, and it's very rich and sweet on its own. So this wants to be lengthened by something, like preferably like soda water or maybe another mixing alcohol. And this is syrup, which of course you have to pour into soda water too. So I think these two will go very well together in our cocktail. And next we're going to need fresh lime juice, some saline solution, no bitters this time because I think it will just complicate the flavor profile even more. And lastly, I'm using some just plain soda water just to top off our cocktail. Now let's make the cocktail. First, grab your shaker, and I'm gonna add ice. Next, we're gonna add half an ounce of our Pekora syrup. Next, add 1 ounce of Pekora brand Umeshu. Next, we're gonna add half an ounce of fresh lime juice. Now we add 1 ounce of our carrot-infused shochu. Now that I've poured it out into this mixing glass, you can see that it's actually turned quite orange compared to the pale yellow of the original shochu. And the smell is slightly carroty, but mostly I just smell burning, burning alcohol and sweet potato. But yeah, hopefully the carrotiness can transfer into our cocktail. Now we add 2 drops of saline solution. Now we cap it off and shake. Now for glassware, I would serve this in a highball glass, but I've got something a little bit special. While in Japan, I was able to acquire this official Pekora branded glassware. This came as a bonus for purchasing the Peko syrup, so that was quite nice, and it'll be perfect for our cocktail today. Now we're gonna add ice to our Pekora glass. Now before we strain in our cocktail, I would like to get it started by filling a little bit of soda water, just so there's stuff for the cocktail to mix into. Okay, just a little bit. Now we take our cocktail and strain it in. And now we top off the rest of our cocktail with more soda water. Okay, now for garnish. I have here a special garnish that I've prepared. These are some carrot chips that have been roasted / air fried with a bunch of brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, all kinds of spices sprinkled on top so it sort of caramelizes. I'll leave the recipe, how I made this down below. But basically I bought a jumbo carrot. Like, this is what's called a jumbo carrot. It's literally an absolute unit of a carrot. And I cut them at a very extreme bias, like that much. I literally took a ruler to make sure I got the right cut. And I cut them that way so that the strips would be quite long, like about 4 inches long. After all, these are meant to be Pekora's ears. So, of course, they have to be long, right? So yeah, I cut them that long and then coated them in oil and along with the other seasonings, and I just roasted them in the oven for quite some time. This took me quite a few tries to get correct. Make sure you check the strength of your oven. Like my oven apparently is quite strong, so yeah, I had to, fiddle with the temperature. But yeah, you want to make sure that your oven is cooking at a decent temperature to get the chips all crisped up and caramelized. I definitely did not burn it my first time around, definitely. But yeah, I'll leave the recipe down below. Now let's garnish. Let's pick the 2 most rabbit ear looking ones, I guess. These ones, ignore the burnt tips. That's totally an aesthetic choice. And pinch them in a rabbity formation and clip them in the front of your glass like so. Well, they're not quite as crispy as I had hoped. I wish they were a bit more, solid, but they're kind of floppy. I mean, I guess they're rabbit ears, so of course they'd be floppy, but there you have it. I present to you a Pekora Highball. It's filled to the brim with essence of Pekora from her Umeshu and her Pekora. And we've got her nice rabbit ears over there, of course, and it's imbued with hopefully a lot of carroty flavor from the shochu. I hope if Pekora ever sees this, it'll make her laugh a little bit, I guess, at the sheer audacity of this cocktail, but yeah, I hope she enjoys it. Now let's give it a taste. First, we're gonna take a little sniff. Well, mostly I smell the garnish. This it's very, cinnamony, roasted, carroty, very sweet smelling. Of course, it's got nutmeg in there, so all those spices are filling up my nose. So that's quite nice. The soda that we topped it off is kind of muting the smell of the cocktail for now, but this will come out when we take a sip. So let's do that. So there's quite a lot of stuff happening in this cocktail right now. A lot of flavors mixing around and playing with each other. Don't make that weird. But if I had to summarize it, this kind of tastes like Thanksgiving to me. So you've got, the baked, I guess, smell of the carrots over here. Of course, you got the taste of the rooty vegetables like carrots and sweet potato in the cocktail. The umeshu kind of has that fermented fruit flavor, that kind of funky, and the lime, of course, really brightens things up. It kind of tastes like, I guess, a cranberry sauce or like a fruit sauce, you pour over your meal. And of course, the fizz and the root beer, also reminds me of Thanksgiving from just, the hominess of that taste. So yeah, all in all, it just tastes like, very Thanksgiving-ish. I wonder if there's any turkeys around. Has anyone seen Rainy? But yeah, there's quite a lot of complex flavor. It took a lot of balancing just to get things right. Even now, I wish there was even more carrot flavor from the shochu. It's kind of muted because, obviously I can't get that much extraction from just strips of carrots. But if you do somehow manage to get a hold of carrot shochu, let me know how that goes for you. If you ever try and make this cocktail, I think it might be pretty cool. But the secret star of this whole cocktail is probably the garnish. These carrot chips, the first time I made them, they were quite addictive. Very caramelized. The sugar has kind of like creme brulee to give it a little crisp. I think if I added a bit more sugar, it would get even more crispy and crunchy. But yeah, it tastes like sweet yams. I think that's a very common Thanksgiving dish that you'd have on the table, but this kind of tastes just like that, but very, very good. Definitely give this a try. Like, they're not that hard to make, but you might take some trial and error to get them right for your oven and like the way you like it. But man, I think this might be a snack that I go for quite often in the future. But yeah, they're pretty good, I promise you. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Please leave your happy birthdays and well wishes for Pekora in the comments down below. If you have an idea for a war criminal inspired cocktail, please let me know. Happy birthday, Pekora. Sorry this is so late, but I'm excited to see you grow. And I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers and